Okay, so you've been asked to be a supervisor for the MYP Personal Project. And if you're like most people, you're probably feeling a mix of excitement and maybe a little bit of, uh-oh, what did I just sign up for? Well, don't worry, you are in exactly the right place. We're going to break down what this role is really all about.
Let's just tackle the biggest question right out of the gate, shall we? The first thought that probably popped into your head was, my student wants to do what? I mean, whether it's coding an app, analyzing ancient philosophy, or choreographing a dance, if it's not your field, you're probably wondering, am I the right person for this? And I'm here to tell you, the answer is a huge, resounding yes.
And here's how we're going to prove it to you. First, we'll talk about the core purpose of being a supervisor. Then, we'll get into the most important part, the mindset shift from being an expert to being a coach. After that, we'll cover your key responsibilities. And finally, we'll show you the support system that's got your back through all of it.
All right, so first things first, what is this job really? What is the fundamental goal of a personal project supervisor? You know, it really just boils down to this one simple idea. Your purpose is to support your student through the entire process of the project. And I really want you to hang on to that word process, because it's everything. It's not about the final product being perfect. It's about guiding them through the ups and downs, the research, the planning, the mistakes, the breakthroughs, the whole journey.
And that idea of focusing on the journey leads us perfectly to the single most important mindset shift you can make. It's all about seeing yourself not as the expert, but as the coach.
And look, this isn't just my opinion. This is straight from the official guidance. I want you to read this and just let it sink in. This is your permission to breathe a huge sigh of relief. Your value here isn't in what you know about their topic. It's in your ability to guide their learning.
This really breaks it down, doesn't it? It is not your job to be a topic expert. It is your job to be a process coach. You're not there to teach them the subject matter. You're there to provide feedback and guidance. And you absolutely do not need to have all the answers. In fact, your most powerful tool is asking the right questions that help them find the answers for themselves. So, if you're the coach, what's in the playbook? What are your actual day-to-day responsibilities? Let's get into the specifics. You can really think of your role in 4 main stages. First, you guide the student's process. Then, you confirm that the work they're doing is actually their own. Next, you assess the project, but you're using the official MYP criteria, not your own feelings. And finally, you standardize your assessments with other supervisors to make sure everyone is on the same page.
But honestly, before any of that, you have one foundational duty, and it's a big one: upholding standards. You are the first checkpoint to make sure the project is safe, ethical, and appropriate. This covers all the important stuff: health and safety, human rights, animal welfare. You're making sure the project is good to go from the very start.
And here's another really important point. The student is encouraged to find a topic specialist, someone who is an expert in their field. But that specialist is not you. And crucially, they are not the one who assesses the project. You are. Because remember, you're the one assessing the learning process based on those official MYP criteria.
Now, just as you are there to support your student, there is an entire system in place to support you. And please, please remember this: you are not going through this process alone.
Right here, this is your lifeline. The official guidance couldn't be clearer. If you have any questions, big or small, about how to best support your student, there is a person you can go to for help.
So let's put it this way. The MYP Project's coordinator is basically your coach. They're the expert on the criteria, on the process, on any weird situation that might pop up. You should make them your absolute go-to resource whenever you feel even a little bit unsure.
So, let's just tie this all together. Your real, incredible value as a supervisor comes from being that coach. You're the one who guides the learning process. You're the one who ensures academic integrity. You give that crucial feedback that helps them grow. And maybe most importantly, you empower them to become an independent learner. Now, that's a way more powerful role than just being a topic expert, right?
When you shift your mindset from expert to coach, you're not just filling a requirement. You're stepping into a role where you can make a huge difference in a student's journey. So the question isn't really about what you know about their topic. The real question is this: are you ready to be the coach your student needs?